those 12,000 ships, because of them, our 4 continents are intertwined in a way that cannot be undone. Like the transfer of cultures, beliefs, religions, ideas, people, like we are a part of each other. And if we start to look at that moment in history in that way, seeing that we're connected to each other, could that change then how we think we're responsible for each other? It's time for us to think about ourselves newly and differently. So I hope people get that from the book. And then the last thing that I hope people get, I didn't say this earlier, but when I decided to tell stories about diving with a purpose and to follow them, I did say earlier that I had a job. But because the ancestors were calling, I quit that job. And I did not have an assignment. I didn't have funding. I didn't know how I was going to do it. But I felt like I wanted to do something. And this kept calling me. It kept pulling me forward. And so I took the leap. And what I hope, as people are reading the book, if there's some passion in your life or some curiosity, that you follow it and that you don't be afraid to take a leap. Trust that the universe has you if the idea has come. So I hope that that's there too.
That's amazing. What I'd like to do is just open it up. If we have any questions from anybody in the floor who would like to ask Tara. Okay, Ayana's ready. Yes.
I would love for you to share with us your most memorable dive experience.
Around the shipwrecks or just in general?
Just in general. Yeah, because you said it was transformative, and I want to hear what that experience was for you.
So I'm thinking of one. It was transformative, but in a slightly traumatic way. This is early on when I was still learning how to dive. And I went for a dive in Sri Lanka. And there, I mean, the quick story is that a piece of my finger was bitten off by a triggerfish because I got too close to the net. So I literally ended that dive with, yes, blood dripping down the water. But I felt like I was initiated. Like I actually felt like as a real scuba diver after that. Yes.
And scare people away now.
Yeah. On a less traumatic note, one dive that really meant a lot to me was a dive in Costa Rica. There are 2 shipwrecks there. It's the Frederica's Quartus and the Christianus Quintus, which are Danish ships that wrecked there in 1710. So there's a thought that like Costa Rica did not participate in the slave trade. Yes, it did. And those ships are evidence that even though the ships were sort of blown there by accident, but there was slave trade in Costa Rica. But I got to dive there and I got to see the anchor that was a part, so they are 9%, it's confirmed that it is that ship, but it's not 100%. So we have to say like likely. And again, the scientists in the room would be like, okay. But it's more than likely those ships. And diving down in a space where all of this happened, I don't know. Maybe some of my other colleagues and friends here have had different experiences. I know some have expressed when they dive on these ships, these shipwrecks, that it's really traumatic and hard and sad. I will say that when I dove in Costa Rica, I felt such power under the water. I felt agency. I felt like, my goodness, these other divers, these historians, these archaeologists have all raised our hands. And we have said that we're not waiting for others to prioritize this history. We are volunteering ourselves to go down and to help find these stories and to bring them back up. So I felt like, yes, I am down here and I'm seeing with my own eyes and I'm touching with my own hands. You know, you're not really supposed to touch with your own hands, but I'm experiencing the material part of this history. And so that was a very transformative experience for me.
I love it, yes. Do we have another question? Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Do you think you're gonna continue diving with the archaeologists and folks after going forward? That's the word.
Yes. And I'll just say, this is a little sneak preview. I can't share all the things. Oh, and I didn't acknowledge Dr. Adewale, who I met you in St. Croix. I met you in St. Croix. She's also doing really great work in this space. So, as Alex said earlier, I am now a Nat Geo Explorer in residence. And I'm in residence because we are birthing a 2.0 version of this project. Wow. And what I will say, what I can share now is that it's about memorialization of those 1.8 million people who died in the ocean. And we're looking at underwater spaces that acknowledge that. So that's the work that we'll be doing.
Is there another question? Yes. I love your enthusiasm.
Okay. So like I've been thinking about the whole properties of water thing, and we all know water is reflective. So like spiritually, when you explored your first shipwreck, like how did that reflect on you? How did that change you? Like what did it open you up to realize?
I have to reference Ayanna once again here. This child is really brilliant. Like, just a lot of wisdom coming out of this space. One thing that she said to me, which I think answers your question, you said that for you, archaeology is not about, well, maybe you were speaking specifically about the work in St. Croix, because they also have an incredible project in St. Croix, where they're doing really, really great work on a plantation there. But what you said was that your work is not about exploring spaces of death. What you're interested in is how these people lived, like really bringing those stories to life. And that's what I think opens up as, you know, like we explore these shipwrecks and get to know them. There's so many stories, so many people. Like it's a lot of times, I'd say even before this, the people on those ships were statistics in my mind. You know, they were victims in a cargo hold. But as I've done this work and as we did the podcast, one of our central like principles around the podcast was to speak their names. I mean, we won't know all the names of the people, but to really have these people be people. You know, they're not statistics. They're not faceless victims. These 1.8 million people were people. They were mothers, fathers, scientists, poets. Like they were all the things. And we want to help elevate their lives. So I think that is what has opened up for me is that these are stories about people.
Yes, I saw your question.
I just wanted to know what your process was like birthing this book,
Mm.
and how
So hard.
your process was for you, to bring it now to our hands here.
Are there other writers in the space?
All of us are
Writers.
writing.
Okay. Have you written books? In the okay. Can I get a like? It's so hard, right? Like it is so hard.
Unearthing is a very accurate
Very good.
A lot of pain.
A lot of pain. Yes.
Process.
Like I'm a journalist. I'm used to telling stories, but I tell magazine-length stories. Writing a book is a whole other thing. It was hard. It was hard, but it was also inspired. Like I also found that the book went places I didn't expect it to go. And had me dealing with stuff. Like this is definitely the story of my journey, following the divers, but it's also the story of how I was transformed by this. And all kinds of people from my past showed up that I wasn't expecting. Like my father is in the book in a way that I was not expecting my father to be in the book. And some connections were made that I couldn't have made on my own, but it was through the actual writing that connections were made. So it was hard, but it was also smooth. Like I ended up writing it in a year, and I kind of wish I had another 6 months, but sometimes you just gotta let it go. I could keep working on it, but And so then because I've been so connected to National Geographic, they wanted to publish the book. So it wasn't hard to get a publisher. So they're behind the book.
Oh, yes, Peggy in the back.
You've spoken a lot about resolution, transformation. You've come to us with this joy and pride. What are you still grappling with?
It's a great question. And I grapple with this in the book, and I feel like I'm not still settled completely around it. But one of the questions that comes up is this idea of Blackness, and what is that? And where do we want to go with it today? And is it time to rethink that? As I have been looking at the transatlantic slave trade, it's helped me to look at Blackness as not this one thing, which is how the colonizers came to Africa and they saw a skin color and thought it was all the same. But I would even say that even inside of the idea of Pan-Africanism, which did find commonality amongst us as a way for resistance and resilience, like there was power in it, but that also flattened us again. So is it time to consider where we might go and what we might create in this moment now? So that's one of the questions that I still have and I'm still thinking about in a way that I wasn't thinking about that before.
Okay. Jordan.
Has diving and being in the water changed how you think of land and soil and kind of your relationship with being back on land?
I think I'm gonna have to think about that one. I don't know.
Exactly.
Like really, I'm gonna have to think about that one. I don't know. Good question though.
Okay.